Shalom, this is Yawan Dunn. I want to give all praises to the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, double honors to the elect. Sorry, double honors to the elders, my apologies. And shouts to the elect and those out there doing everything in sincerity and truth, but also just, like I keep saying, those that just keep pushing, that just keep fighting no matter what, despite it all. Um, I don't have a lot to say, but I just want to talk about the prodigal son. That was on my mind. It starts in it's in Luke chapter 15, and it starts at 11. I'm starting at 11. So this is a parable, by the way, but so a certain man had two sons. A certain man had two sons, and the younger of them said to his father, "Father, give me a portion of goods that falleth to me." And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after, the younger son had gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And so, so far, just recapping. So, the youngest son got his inheritance and got whatever his father was going to give him. He moved out and he wilded out. And it says, and when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. So he didn't use what he was given wisely, and when the famine came, he had nothing. And when he joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent unto him in his fields to feed swine, and he would have fain he would fain have filled his belly with the husk of that swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said, "How many hired servants of my father have bread enough and to spare, and and I perish with hunger." So just a thought there, like, so he left, his hub, his main source, his father, and he realized that his father provides all, and you can look at that like Yahweh. Yahweh provides all, and we might go to something maybe worldly, or whether it be our job, whether it be whatever we into, and we might put our focus and think that's sustaining us, and think that that's sustaining us, and it's not. When in reality, his father was sustaining. Well, his father can sustain him because look at all his father's servants, whether it be just talking about the prophets or whoever the Most High may deal with. I'll put it that way. Um, they have their daily bread. So he said, when he came to himself, he said, "How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I'll rise and go back to my father and say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee." So that's important right there. That he said, "I'll go back to my father and um, say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee." That's important because that one is being accountable, and two, humility. So he did that, and that's how we have to come before God or the Most High, or Yahweh, through Yahweh Shai, of course. But that's how we got to come to Him. So he said, "And I am no more worthy to be called thy son." That's that humility. Make me as one of the higher servants. So he was ready to go back to the bottom, or he was willing to be at the bottom because he realized that he messed up and he didn't deserve what he was being told, being given. So like, yeah, for some reason this just went to another page, and I don't know why. Oh, okay. My browser history just, for some reason, just dropped. It's all good. I got it back. Um, so he wanted to be a servant, but you gotta kind of look at it like the elect. The elect, So he like, "Nah, I'm a servant," but nah, you not a servant. So he says, and he arose and he came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto the father, and the son said unto him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and I am no more worthy to be called thy son." But the father said unto the servant, "Bring forth the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and shoes on his feet, and bring hither a fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this is my son. For this my son was dead and is alive again. He was lost and is found." And they began to be merry. And that's kind of like, we can use that as, Yahweh Shai was supposed to be, well, not even supposed to, he sent to, well, we're sent, and Yahweh Shai was sent to gather the lost, sent the lost sheep of Israel. So that's, he was lost, but now he's found. So he said, so for this, my son was dead, and now he's alive again. And so, knowing the truth, knowing this information is supposed to make you alive again. So his father wasn't even tripping off it. He like, yo, I got my son back, and he came back humble and humble and very what's the other word, accountable. So so he says, now his elder son was in the field, and he came and drew nigh to the house, and he heard the music and dancing. Now before I go back to that, like he said, for this is my son, he was dead. So he showed him mad love. He showed his son mad love for his humility and for him coming back to him. And we gotta figure this, like, no matter how long we've known this truth, no matter how many ups and downs we have in it, had in it, we don't get to pick it like the Most High does. So this is 26. He called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. And he said unto them, thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed the fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And he was angry, and would not go in. Therefore came his father out, and entreated him. And he said unto his father, lo, these many years I do serve thee, neither transgressed I at any time thy commandment, and yet thou never gavest me a kid, that I might make merry with my friends. But as soon as, I'll say this, man, what's for you is for you. Your struggle, your blessings, all that, that's for you. It ain't for, whatever another man got, that's for him. So we can't envy or be covetous against our brother. But as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured thy living, which hath devoured thy living. The whole English is a little weird. With harlots thou hast killed for him the fatted calf. And he said unto him, son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet that we should make merry and be glad for this, for thy brother was dead, and he is alive again, and was lost, and now is found. So the main thing is there is, one, man, when you fuck up, because we gonna fuck up. I fuck up all the time. But when you fuck up, be humble about it. Be accountable for it. Those are two very important things: humility and accountability. Secondly, for brothers that may not fuck up, and we fuck up, but there's degrees to it. But brothers that may not fuck up, that may be on their P's and Q's, that may always, be on point, so to speak. It's not for you to decide, whether the Most High is going to choose this person, or if he's going to make them elect or not. It's not for me to decide. It's not for the next man to decide. I know the elders and countless others have always said Moses ain't making Moses. So how much more us? But when the brother try to get his stuff together, rejoice, be happy for him. Because being dead in that state is obviously it's not a good thing. But if you can come out of that, if you can repent and just keep coming back as a righteous man 7 times, when you fall, you just get back up. Then that's okay. And was lost and is found. So he's found again. So the goal is, if you haven't been found yet, get found, or find a way, to get back to where you need to get back. Find your way back. Be optimistic. Because you, just like you don't make this decision either. You just got to be optimistic. You might count yourself out. I know I've counted myself out, and you get that doubt demon, but hey, you don't make that choice. Most High does. So just be sincere what you're doing. Don't count the next man's blessings. Be humble, be accountable, and just be happy for the next man, and Lord willing, the next man be happy for you. That way we can keep pushing each other until we get out of here. That's it. That's all I got. Shalom.